It's a lovely evening here in Kwara State Television Authority at Yakuba in Ilorin. Many thanks for joining us on the news tonight. Reaching you live from our studios on Star Times 113, Free TV 502. Our news is live on Facebook at Kwara TV. I am Kafayat Ajadi. With me on the news tonight is...
Good evening. Thank you for joining us on Kwara TV News tonight. I am Zachariah Surakat. You can join Kwara TV on our Facebook and our YouTube channel at Kwara TV.
And from the languages desk, this evening we have...
Yakube Lozane, labari de television yake Kwara na chief yan akpata yakubona na la labarin chibia ni Fatima Mohammed.
Ekale ni gbogbo bi ti e ba ti nbo artist ti nwo wa ile ise mo ma ran ìpínlẹ̀ Kwara to kale sí àpáta Yakuba nílùú Ìlọrin. Ìròyìn lẹ́pọ̀ rẹ̀ la mú tẹ̀ wá Ọlájídé Ibrahim ní orúkọ tèmi.
Details of the news now. The federal government has announced plans to establish functional fire stations across public tertiary institutions in Nigeria as part of efforts to strengthen fire prevention, emergency response, and the protection of lives and national assets in the education sector. The Controller General of the Federal Fire Service, Samuel Adeyemi, disclosed this during a decoration of newly appointed senior officers of the service at its headquarters in Abuja. Adeyemi said the initiative being pursued through strategic engagement with the Tertiary Education Trust Fund would cover universities, polytechnics, and colleges of education nationwide. He explained that the project formed part of broader reforms aimed at repositioning the Federal Fire Service for efficiency, sustained operational readiness, and effective public safety delivery in line with the renewed hope agenda of the current administration. Adeyemi noted that prevention remained central to services mandate, adding that the improved preparedness within public institutions would significantly reduce fire risk and losses.
And now to Ekiti State. Ekiti State Governor Biodun Oyebanji has congratulated Dr. Gbemisola Odusote on her appointment as the Director General of the Nigerian Law School by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Oyebanji commended the president for finding the Ado-Ekiti-born lawyer, scholar, and administrator worthy of the appointment, which made her the first female to occupy the exalted position. In a statement by the special advisor to the governor on media, Yinka Oyibodi, today said he had absolute confidence in Odusote's ability to excel in the new assignment as she had done in previous assignments. He described the new Director General of the Nigerian Law School as a distinguished scholar and a seasoned administrator with proven integrity and great accomplishments in academia. He urged Odusote to bring her wealth of experience and expertise to bear in the new assignment, especially at this critical period.
Still talking education, the federal government has debunked reports alleging that Nigerian students on scholarship in the Kingdom of Miracle have been abandoned, describing the report as false, misleading, and deliberately intended to misinform the public. This is contained in a statement issued by the Director of Press and Public Relations, Federal Ministry of Education, for Lashade Borewo in Abuja. Borewo stated that the Minister of Education, Dr. Tunji Alausa, clarified that no Nigerian student on a valid federal government scholarship had been neglected. Alausa explained that all beneficiaries enrolled under the Bilateral Education Scholarship BES program before 2024 had received their entitlement up to the 2024 budget year in line with government commitment. He added that any delays in outstanding payments are a result of fiscal constraints and currently being resolved through engagements between the Federal Ministry of Education and the Minister of Finance. Alausa, however, reiterated the ministry's resolve to reform the scholarship system, eliminate inefficiencies, and ensure transparency and prudent use of public funds.
Still on education matter, but here in Ilorin, the Kwara State capital, the first Islamic university in Nigeria, Al-Hikmah University, has turned out a new set of graduates, totaling 2,833 with a charge to go all out to be exemplary as good ambassadors of the institution. The graduates who have just formally joined the League of Solution Providers, Innovators and entrepreneurs were conferred with various degrees by the Vice-Chancellor of the University, Professor Lateef Oladimiji, during the 15th convocation ceremony held at its Atere campus in Ilorin, the Kwara State capital. Babatunde Jimba has more.
In the congregation, who include members of the academia, business community, and the political class, the Pro-Chancellor of the institution, Alhaja Sakinat Yusuf, who congratulated the graduating students, urged them to make positive impacts wherever they find themselves. The Vice-Chancellor, Professor Lateef Oladimiji, in his stewardship, referenced the introduction of a new mantra he tagged stress-free, saying the idea is geared towards strengthening institutional governance and accelerating its progress. He charged the graduating students to strive towards making a positive impact in the world and take along the values of integrity, excellence, and service, which Al-Hikmah University is known for with them.
I urge you to carry these values with you wherever you go and strive to make a positive difference in the world.
In his convocation lecture, the Deputy President of the Senate, Senator Barau Jibrin, urged Nigerians to uphold democratic values and demand accountable governance. Senator Jibrin, whose lecture was titled Managing Executive Legislative Relations Towards Democratic Consolidation in Nigeria's Fourth Republic, said wisdom, restraint, and constitutional fidelity are central to survival of the current democratic experiment.
Since the return of 1999, there has been appreciation over systematic endurance. Yet, the quality of governance and shown harmony continue to test our own maturity as our democracy matures.
Highlights of the event include conferment of degrees on the students and presentation of honorary doctorate degree in public administration to Alhaji Nasir Ali Surundi, as well as cash prizes to Sakinat Gambari, the best graduating students. For Alhaji Nasir Surundi and Alhaji Abdullahi Oleshi, both parents whose children are among the graduates, thanked Allah for the feat achieved.
It was all the way from Maiduguri that I sent my kids to study here, and they have graduated now successfully.
It's indeed a day of joy and a day of fulfillment. I feel fulfilled.
The best graduating students, Sakinat Gambari and others who spoke to Kwara TV News, thanked Al-Hikmah University for impacting their lives.
I'm overexcited today.
It's more than a degree to me because I have a lot to say, but alhamdulillah.
Babatunde Jimba, Kwara TV News.
In a related development, the Kwara State government says it remains open to partnership and collaboration with institutions such as Al-Hikmah University in areas of research and innovation, human capital development, community engagement, skills acquisition, and entrepreneurship. The state governor, Abdurrahman Abdurazak, disclosed this in a message to the 15th convocation ceremony of Al-Hikmah University. Babatunde Jimba reports that the governor was represented at the event by his deputy, Kayode Alabi. The report.
In his message, Kwara State Governor Abdurrahman Abdurazak, who was represented by his deputy, Kayode Alabi, revealed that Al-Hikmah University occupies a special place in the educational landscape of Kwara State and Nigeria at large. He said, as a faith-based Islamic university founded on the principles of knowledge, discipline, character, and service to humanity, the institution has consistently demonstrated that academic excellence and moral uprightness can and indeed must go hand in hand. He commended the founder, the Board of Trustees, the University Council, management, and the entire academic and non-academic staff for their unwavering commitment to maintaining high academic standards and upholding strong moral and ethical values rooted in faith.
I commend the founder, the Board of Trustees, University Council, management, and the entire academic and non-academic staff for their unwavering commitment to maintaining high academic standards while upholding strong moral and ethical values rooted in faith.
He added that the steady growth of Al-Hikmah University, its expanding academic programs, and the quality of graduates it continues to produce are clear testimonies to purposeful leadership, sound vision, and dedication to excellence. He advised the graduating students to be worthy ambassadors of Al-Hikmah University and Kwara State, charging them to allow integrity, professionalism, humility, and service define their journey.
I urge you to be worthy ambassadors of Al-Hikmah University and Kwara State. Let integrity, professionalism, humility, and service define your journey. Remember that education is not merely a means of personal advancement, but a tool for societal transformation.
He insisted that education remains a top priority for the Kwara State government, saying policies are deliberately designed to create an enabling environment for both public and private tertiary institutions to thrive. Babatunde Jimba, Kwara TV News.
And away from education, Katsina State Governor Malam Diko Umaru Redda has approved the appointment of the State Council Chairman of the Nigerian Union of Journalists, NUJ, Tukur Hassan Dan Ali, and 2 others as permanent secretaries in the state civil service. The approval was announced in a statement issued by the head of the state civil service, Malan Falalu Balawi. Those appointed alongside the NUJ chairman Dan Ali are Junaidu Muntari from Kankara local government area and Yahaya Abdullahi from Safana local government area of the state. Balawi explained that the appointments were made strictly on merit, noting that the candidates emerged as successful after a rigorous merit-based examination conducted by the Public Service Institution of Nigeria, PISIN, on behalf of the state government. He said the process reflected Governor Redda administration's commitment to professionalism and competence in the civil service. He urged the new appointed permanent secretaries to align themselves with the administration's Building the Future agenda, emphasizing the strategic importance of their offices to the socio-economic development of the state. Thank you for staying with us on Kwara TV News tonight. It is time to go on a short timeout. When we return, Kwara TV News continues. Please stay with us.
Thanks for staying tuned. If you're just joining us, you are watching Kwara State Television Authority, Akpata Yakuba, Ilori, and this is the news at 8 p.m. Moving on, and now to electoral affairs. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has formally restated its position on the enforcement of the country's electoral law, reaffirming its commitment to the Constitution, the Electoral Act, and its own regulations guiding political activities. In a statement issued and signed by the Director of Voter Education and Publicity, Victoria Etemesi, said the Commission reaffirms bounds by the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended, the Electoral Act 2022, as well as its regulations and guidelines. The Commission stated its mandate includes ensuring that political parties operate within the framework of the law and uphold democratic standards in the conduct of their internal affairs. INEC is constitutionally empowered to regulate political parties and organize elections at federal, states, and local government levels. The Electoral Act 2022 further outlined the Commission's responsibilities, including the monitoring of party congresses, conventions, and primaries, and ensuring compliance with stipulated procedure. The Commission, however, maintained that strict compliance with the law reduces conflict and enhances the integrity of the electoral process.
Still on election matters, the Minister of Information and National Orientation, Muhammad Idris, has distanced himself from the purported interest in the Niger State governorship seat in 2027. The minister made the clarification following a write-up by one of his aides, Saidu Enagi, insinuating that he is interested in the state governorship seat. In a statement by his media aide, Rabin Ibrahim, said the minister has directed an immediate investigation and the aide has been issued a letter of suspension with immediate effect. The statement stressed that the minister is fully focused on his responsibility superintending the Federal Ministry of Information and National Orientation and has no room for political distractions.
In Yobe State, Independent Electoral Commission has scheduled Saturday, June 6, 2026 for election across the 17 local government areas of the state. The permanent member one of the state electoral body, Muhammad Ngoro, made the announcement during the stakeholders meeting today in Damaturu. Ngoro said the timetable, as State Governor Mimala Buni's approval, stressed that the exercise aims to strengthen democratic governance at the grassroots. He stated that the stakeholders meeting is critical to the success of the forthcoming elections. He added that the guidelines will clearly outline procedures, timelines, and requirements, urging political parties to study them carefully and comply fully to ensure a smooth and orderly electoral process. He charged political parties to present candidates of quality, repute, and substance. He appealed for cooperation from all stakeholders and encouraged qualified citizens to participate actively in the electoral process.
And now to Niger State. Chief of Army Staff Lieutenant General Waidi Shoaibu on Wednesday reaffirmed the commitment of the Nigerian Army to strengthening security operations in Niger State through enhanced troop deployment, improved application of technology, and closer collaboration with traditional institutions and other relevant stakeholders in the state. The Chief of Army Staff gave the assurance while speaking during a courtesy visit to the Etsunupe and Chairman Niger State Council of Traditional Rulers, Dr. Yahya Abubakar, at his palace in Bida. This was contained in a statement by the Acting Director of Army Public Relations, Colonel Aponia Anele. The statement explained that the visit was aimed at conducting an on-the-spot assessment of ongoing military deployment across the state. It identified operational gaps and determining areas requiring the infusion of additional troops and other combat enablers to effectively address emerging security challenges. In his response, the Etsunupe pledged continued support of traditional rulers to the Nigerian Army and other security agencies, assuring sustained community cooperation, intelligence sharing, and prayers for operational success.
Away from Niger, to Kaduna State and still talking security matters. The Nigeria Police Force (NPF) has rescued 76 children in an attempted attack and planned kidnapping incident that occurred in the Kasuan Magani area of Kaduna State. The police said that the State Police Command received intelligence on January 5, 2026 at about 7 p.m. that some suspected bandits were planning to attack and kidnap motorists conveying children through the area. A statement issued by the police public relations officer Benjamin Udain today said that the police team engaged and successfully repelled the suspected attackers, leading to the rescue of 76 children comprising both male and female, aged between 7 and 20 years. Udain said preliminary investigations revealed that the suspects were conveying the children to some parts of the country for children labor and other domestic work. He said the suspects are currently in police custody, while the rescued children are being kept safely at the command headquarters pending the arrival and proper identification of the parents or guardian. The Nigeria Police Force reiterates its commitment to the protection of lives and property and urged Nigerians to continue to support the police with timely and credible information to aid proactive policing. Still to come after this timeout is business, sports, and foreign news. Stay tuned to Kwara Television News tonight.
Thank you for staying with us on Kwara TV News tonight. Moving on to tax issues. President of the Nigerian Labour Congress, Joe Ajaero, has criticized this recently enacted tax law, saying it excludes workers' input and places additional financial burden on low-income earners. Ajaero stated this on Wednesday in Abuja during the unveiling of the memo of former NLC President Hassan Sumanu. He said workers were deliberately left out of the presidential tax reform process despite being major taxpayers, adding that the result was a law that increases hardship on workers and the poor. He described the tax as regressive, alleging that it imposes heavier taxes on those already struggling with economic hardship. The Labour leader called on the federal government to review the law, warning that continuing with its implementation without addressing concerns could undermine the public's trust and democratic principles.
Away from business to sports, the Confederation of African Football (CAF) has appointed Somali referee Omar Atan as the center official for the highly anticipated Africa Cup of Nations AFCON 2025 quarterfinal encounter between Nigeria and Algeria. The Super Eagles of Nigeria will face the Desert Foxes of Algeria in what is expected to be one of the standout fixtures of the 8 stages of the tournament. Algeria booked their place in the quarterfinals following a narrow 1-0 victory over DR Congo, securing progression after a tightly contested encounter. Nigeria, on the other hand, cruised into the quarterfinals with a dominant 4-0 win against Mozambique in the round of 16. CAF's decision to hand the match over to Omar Atan reflects confidence in the Somali official, who is widely regarded as one of the most respected referees on the African continent. Aten has officiated several high-profile matches in CAF competitions and is known for his composure and consistency.
And now to the foreign scene. The United States has introduced a new visa bond policy that could require Nigerian applicants for B1, B2 business or tourist visas to post bond of up to 15,000 US dollars. The US Department of State explained the payment of a bond does not guarantee visa approval, and fees paid without the direction of a consular officer will not be refunded. Nigeria is among the 24 African countries included in the updated list of high-risk nations, which also includes Benin, Angola, Cote d'Ivoire, Gabon, and the Gambia. The requirements will take effect in Nigeria on 21 January 2026. Visa holders subject to the bond requirement must enter the United States through designated airports, including Boston Logan International Airport, John F. Kennedy International Airport in New York, and Washington Dulles International Airport in Virginia. Bonds will be refunded only when the visa holders depart on or before the expiration of the authorized stay, does not travel before the visa expires, or is denied admission at a U.S. port of entry. The policy follows partial U.S. travel restrictions imposed on Nigeria and 14 other countries in mid-December 2025, citing the presence of radical Islamic groups such as Boko Haram and Islamic State affiliates, as well as high overstay rates for U.S. visas. The measures is seen as part of Washington's broader efforts to strengthen screening and vetting for visitors from countries deemed to pose higher security or immigration risk.
In Burkina Faso, authorities claimed to have obstructed a new coup attempt amid heightened political tension in the country. The information first made public by a pro-government web televised outlet citing security officials. Government authorities later confirmed the claims, saying the situation is under control while security forces remain on high alert. The alleged plot was uncovered late Saturday night before it could be carried out. Speaking in a televised address, Burkina Faso's Minister of Security, Mohamed Sana, said the plan involved a coordinated effort to destabilize the country through a series of targeted assassinations. He stated that the plot was scheduled to begin at around 11 p.m. and would have targeted both civilian and military leaders. Sana added that the alleged plan included attempts to neutralize the head of state, Captain Ibrahim Toure, either at close range or through an operation aimed at mining his residence. Authorities says investigations are ongoing and that arrests have already been made. Sana warned that all those implicated would be handed over to prosecutors and would face the full force of the law. That report from Burkina Faso has brought us to the end of our package from the English desk. We'll move quickly to the languages desk, where Fatima Muhammad will be giving us the news in Nupe language. Hello, Fatima.
Labari yan lozo ne. Gwamnati ta cingana ke gaskiya hudan igandocin na awangije laza ne miyan waya gagan gan kin Nigeria ha igine jin katun fi kin Morocco na jin wuce na gan scholarship na a ce apo ya ne aji labarin ce ke gamana na ma akeke zawangije to de bubu ne na yi labarin na tiya daga yi ba sanan dai director yi gan fili ya ministry yi kayan ilimi jone da ke minister ne lai da yi kai da data tun alauta ewo ni mi kina bone uchiga ke ministry so de a sajania na de ya ke ye enjo to de la chinde a chale ga la ego to de kan endondo bi kan do o na ge ti ya bu fayan gwamnati ba ndondo na nge lo na ne mankanta alikima na yan mankanta yan adini islam to mo fari ki Nigeria ne ngabo egina jide dindini miyan eza kwako idakuto ne jin katunde tin abo ani ne na awabia na adage sunayen mankanta uncha malawa keto lokaci na aga mankanta unchi ya ne ta unchi jo so de na ji aji katun horo tiyana ngabo ala degree jide kakaya daga bayan nusayen mankanta unchi moko Latif Oladimeji ni miyan sha ni bayan katun jitiya gwegici na beje ni miyan firiba mankanta unchi na ci koyan atere eji ne lori ne tutayen Kwara na labari Babatunde Gimba nwe gana uche baza ni miyan ba unchijo to de one na imi edufe unchijo ngabo zanan jo to de dan ikayan siyasa jo ze fi ikayan ilimi jo to de one agun bi chifio Alhaja Sekinat Yusuf na inusa na elaidan makanta unchina ngaga ga unji ginejijin katun tiyana barika bi umokeje wabiayin na ade alama wangi lalo kinyan to lokaci na agati yana gande beto amfaniyan eti atoyo ne ni miye batufin bo nusayan makanta ncin manko Latif Oladimeji nga ke gan abe gande be shiri jide kaka na je alaibolo be ya makanta ncin ne nchigan wa be egi ncin je na ajin kokaro to de ati ala ebonje wangi be ya ije tokin be a lotuti be ilimina je ade chi ni miyan mankanta yan ale kimo to de one na unche jin katuti fili uncho ne zanade zabachi yan shaba zabachi yan ti she mangilisa yan kinnabu na Senator Barau Jibril wa be zayan kin Nigeria ji na akuyen fi kade muliki ti tachon to de shoto muliki jina ena beje ni mi fili unchona nga yi katun akada yin na ja aladan mo kan igi unchinjo to de gona to yan katun jiyan doctor na alaya Alhaji Nasru Ali Surundi ne zano to de yi jin katun de mi igina gi nasara ci giga ni mi yan zai ji katun tiona Sekinat Gambare na ucoce baza be gi labarai na daji na dokun na ya makanta yan alikima na ujin katun tiyane gwamnati kin Kwara gani ke pakun de yi pipechi kandondo na mo asaja ce fingwa gani de be makanta chikoji ke yan alikima ne e bayan ikayen limi wa lo igboro to ikayan wuce ne gwamna Abdulrahman Abdulrazak ya ce la iganna de tulani mi labari managi na wula tagwadan makanta wuce ya sha ni katun jitin ya gwegi ci na biye ne labari Babatunde Gimba wuya ke sha bayan gwamna Kayode Alabi ngajin kosun ni miyan edufe wuce bo na wuce bazana ngabo gwamna tude na Kayode Alabi jin ekoso yana láti lagan mankanta yan likimo unjin mankanta tete gina ahela ego to badan zumo poyin ni miyan kin Kwara to kin Nigeria na ngabe kan do yi mankanta yan adinin tude ne nga alachichi be ya ilimi to egbangan be to kan do egijide ade to ikimo na jogohin ne nkeje jiga ma ya zanila makanta nchichi na to zanjo to de lotumbo ne bikando aya tanchi poyin gande bi na alu chichi na to gba ni achelo etutu bo to de ane ndan igile jijin katun to de na ti ana shawara na a yi zanen to dai ala suna makanta wancin da yake to lokaci dai na aga tiyo to dai na ga yabo na ilimi nga yi chukwu kawai gba ni na gwamnati kin Kwara wọn ku yan fishin dai kan dundu ne gande be to amfani na ji a jin zawan gijo to dai fundin amfani ne ni miyan kayan gwagutun to yan na jiyan gwamnati to dai ne ikana elaye dan alamarin kule a ce kina abu ne gan ainihin kina gwalagiyan kin yobe nga ganin ke foyan asibi na ebida nan na yi efoyan asibi na yi eto afo butu anyi eto ato anchi na to de ifida ne nga bo kule ayan ikahun tete ngi de abeje ni miyan kin wuci bo ne zana de yi nusa yan ikana ejin kule ani miyan kin wuci to de na Muhammad Nguru nga ce layi ga na zai tula na ce da rufe gani be zane ji ega to na ejiyan dama turu na ido ta yankin wuce na nga ke ga na da mai wala da yan gwamna yankin wuce to a mai malabu ne kafi dai a ca ya yi tuntu da lotu bo na ga na da mai bekando mulki dai a fedu ne miyan ikawa wa gijo to da ne ke edufe yin zane ji ega to ne nga yana goyi na ibo na saragi nde bu biye ya kulia unchi ne gan a enjo to de kaka enji de láti ya ni unchi wa be ina siyasa je na de a chin na bi chipe na ja láti ya na le wangi amalo etutu bo ne ha shiga nga ga la to da ja la pato to de na chichi na alaza na jiga kuge amade sunna wagi ne nke taguge tagwa la lidan zanejo to de egan tude na de awabe zawangi jo to de akwata cijin en jugoyin lokacin kulliyan ne no sayan so gayan kijin kin abun no to de general Waidi Shaibu ni miyan ina ngaga ke gan aya lozumajin be gwa kan to de ya zawangi jo to de anani miyan kin nenjo gande be kando a ce ku so gajo to de lo kin wucin jo to de ne ha ci gaga ke fingwa gani de be etu gici to zanaji egan to ne mu ce jin alkawali na lokacin nan mu ce bazana la ziyara lo ibayan etu numpe na yin da sa kun etu gici yan mi yankin Nanja na leta Yaya Abubakar ni mi fadu na ci ejiyan bido ne labari na da yagwata yan director yin gan fili Colonel Akpolia Anele to de tiya unjin bayana gan ezin launcha nga gan adacin zane jide akulokin wuce ga adajin igwa kaya zawangi jo to de ne gan ebode na zane ji akulo to de ne subo etoji ni etwa na dan ni miyan kin wucho ne ni mi ezubo etu numpio to dia Dr. Yaya Abubakar nga lai wa kun gba gan a che jin be adezumatu yan etu gichija a chikaga ama a jin kokaro to de na che la aduwa jo to de eja tamako ebo na saragiyan etu anjo ne labari be lozo ni wọn go abunaga àmọ́ labari gan be jimi so yage nga un to gba ni Ọlágídé Ibrahim
àkúṣe fati èyí ni ìròyìn lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́ láti lè ṣe mú máwòrán ìpínlẹ̀ Kwara tó kalẹ̀ sí àpáta Àkùbá nílùú Ìlọrin ìjọba àpapọ̀ ti jiyàn ìròyìn kan tí ó jà rìnrìn pé wọ́n ti pa àwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ọmọ ilẹ̀ yìí tó ń kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ọ̀fẹ́ ní ilẹ̀ Morocco tì ó ṣe àpèjúwe irú ìròyìn náà bíi irọ́ tí ó ṣini lọ́nà tí ó sì lè mú kí àwọn aráàlú ní èrò mìíràn nípa ìjọba ní àtẹ̀jáde kan tí wọ́n fi síta lónìí gba ti ọwọ́ olùdarí lẹ́ka ètò ìròyìn àti ìbáṣepọ̀ aráàlú iléeṣẹ́ ìjọba àpapọ̀ tó rí sí ètò ẹ̀kọ́ Fọláṣadé Boríowó ní ìdíje jáde nílùú Àbújá Boríowó yànnàná rẹ̀ pé mínísítà fọ́rọ̀ ètò ẹ̀kọ́ dókítà Àtúnjí Aláùsá ṣe àfọ̀mọ́ rẹ̀ wípé kò sí ọmọ orílẹ̀-èdè yìí kankan tí ó wà lábẹ́ ètò ẹ̀kọ́ ọ̀fẹ́ ìjọba àpapọ̀ tí wọ́n pàtì bíi tí wò mọ́. Fásitì Al-Hikma tí tí ṣe fásitì àkọ́kọ́ nílànà ẹ̀sìn Islam lórílẹ̀‐èdè Nàìjíríà tuntun ṣe àkójáde àwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ jáde tuntun tó tó 8,823 pẹ̀lú ìpè wípé kí wọ́n jáde láti lọ jẹ́ aṣojú rere tó tayọ fún ilé ẹ̀kọ́ náà. Àwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ jáde ọ̀hún ló tún ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ darapọ̀ mọ́ àwọn tí yóò máa ṣe àtúnṣe wá ojútùú sí ọ̀rọ̀ gbogbo, jẹ́ olùdókòwò tí wọ́n sì gba ìwé ẹ̀rí lónìrànràn láti ọwọ́ ọ̀gá àgbà ilé ẹ̀kọ́ náà Ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n Lateef Ọ̀làdìmẹ́jì lásìkò tí wọ́n ṣe ayẹyẹ ìkókòjáde ẹlẹ́ẹ̀karùndínlógún ilé ẹ̀kọ́ náà tí ó wáyé ní agbègbè Atẹ́rẹ́ nílùú Ìlọrin. Aṣojúkọ̀ ilé iṣẹ́ wa Babátúndé Jimba wà níbẹ̀, ó sì mú àbò wá wípé nígbà tí ó bá àpéjọpọ̀ àwọn ènìyàn sọ̀rọ̀ tó fi mọ́ àwọn èèkàn nídìí ètò ẹ̀kọ́, àwọn oníṣòwò àti àwọn olóṣèlú, ajẹ́lẹ̀ àgbà fún ilé ẹ̀kọ́ náà Hajiya Shekinat Yusuf kí àwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ tí ó kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ jáde ọ̀hún kú oríire tó sì rọ̀ wọ́n láti kó ipa rere níbikíbi tí wọ́n bá ti bá ara wọn. Nínú ọ̀rọ̀ tirẹ̀, ọ̀gá àgbà ilé ẹ̀kọ́ náà Ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n Lateef Ọ̀làdìmẹ́jì nínú ìjábọ̀ mo wá sí ìrántí bí wọ́n ṣe àgbéjáde ètò kan kí ó má ṣe rẹni, èyí tí wọ́n ṣe láti gbé agbára wọ ètò ìṣèjọba ní ilé ẹ̀kọ́ náà fún ìtẹ̀síwájú tí ó dára. Ó rọ àwọn tí ó kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ jáde ọ̀hún láti ṣàápọn lójúnà àti lè kó ipa tí ó jọjú lágbàáyé kí wọ́n sì mú ìwà ọmọlúàbí lò àṣeyọrí àti iṣẹ́ ṣíṣe èyí tí ilé ẹ̀kọ́ Al-Hikmat gbé dání. Nígbà tí ó ṣe àgbékalẹ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ ìdánilẹ́kọ̀ọ́ fún ayẹyẹ náà, igbákejì ààrẹ ilé ìgbìmọ̀ asòfin àgbà nílẹ̀ yìí Sínátọ̀ Barau Jibril rọ àwọn ọmọ orílẹ̀-èdè yìí láti mú àwọn ààlò ètò ìjọba àwa ara wa dúró ṣinṣin kí wọ́n sì máa béèrè fún ìjábọ̀ ètò ìṣèjọba. Lára ohun tí ó wáyé níbi ayẹyẹ ọ̀hún ni fífún àwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ní oyè ìmọ̀ ẹ̀kọ́ tí wọ́n sì tún fi àmì ẹ̀yẹ oyè ọ̀mọ̀wé nínú ètò àkóso ìlú dá Alhaji Nasir Ali Sorundi lọ́lá. Bákan náà ni wọ́n fún Shekinat Gambari tí ó jẹ́ akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ tí ó perégedé jùlọ ní ẹ̀bùn owó. Akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ jáde tí ó perégedé jù ọ̀hún Shekinat Gambari àti àwọn mìíràn bá ikọ̀ ìròyìn iléeṣẹ́ wa sọ̀rọ̀ tí wọ́n sì dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ fásitì Al-Hikmat fún kíkó ipa ribiribi nínú ayé wọn. Lórí ọ̀rọ̀ Al-Hikmat náà, ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Kwara ti sọ wípé ètò ìṣèjọba òun ṣíkalẹ̀ fún ìbáṣepọ̀ àti ìfọ̀rọ̀wérọ̀ pẹ̀lú èyíkéyìí ilé ẹ̀kọ́ bíi Al-Hikmat lágbọn ètò ìwádìí àti ọgbọ́n àtinúdá, ìdàgbàsókè ẹ̀dámọ̀nìyàn, ìbáṣepọ̀ ẹsẹ̀ kùkú, iṣẹ́ ọwọ́ àti ètò okòòwò. Gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Kwara Abdulrahman Abdulrazak ló fọ̀rọ̀ ìlédè nínú ọ̀rọ̀ rẹ̀ níbi ayẹyẹ ìkẹ́kọ̀ọ́jáde ilé ẹ̀kọ́ fásitì Al-Hikmat nílùú Ìlọrin ẹlẹ́ẹ̀karùndínlógún irú rẹ̀. Babátúndé Jimba láti iléeṣẹ́ wa ìjẹ́ kí ó di mọ̀ wípé igbákejì gómìnà Káyọ̀dé Alábí ló ṣojú gómìnà Abdulrazak níbi ayẹyẹ ọ̀hún. Níbẹ̀ ni gómìnà ti fi léde pé ilé ẹ̀kọ́ fásitì Al-Hikmat ní ipa pàtàkì nínú ètò ẹ̀kọ́ ní ìpínlẹ̀ Kwara àti lórílẹ̀‐èdè Nàìjíríà lápapọ̀, gẹ́gẹ́ bí ilé ẹ̀kọ́ tó wà ní ìmọ̀ ìgbàgbọ́ nínú ẹ̀sìn Islam èyí tí wọ́n dá sílẹ̀ lórí ìlànà ìmọ̀ ìkóra ẹni ní ìjánu, ìwà ọmọlúàbí àti ìṣiṣẹ́ sin ilẹ̀ baba ẹni àti ẹ̀dámọ̀nìyàn. Ilé ẹ̀kọ́ ọ̀hún ti fi hàn aráyé pé ẹ̀kọ́ tó yè kooro àti ìwà ọmọlúàbí tó dúró re lè lọ papọ̀ láì takò ara wọn. Ó gbóríyìn fún olùdásílẹ̀, ìgbìmọ̀ aláfọkàntán, ìgbìmọ̀ ilé ẹ̀kọ́ ọ̀hún, ìgbìmọ̀ aláṣẹ tó fi mọ́ àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ lẹ́ka ẹ̀kọ́ àti àwọn tí kìí ṣe olùkọ́ fún ìfarajìn wọn aláìlẹ́gbẹ́ àti rí wípé ẹ̀kọ́ tó múnádóko àti ìwà ọmọlúwàbí tó yè kooro títí kan bí a ti ṣe nínú ẹ̀sìn ti fi fìdí múlẹ̀ nínú ilé ẹ̀kọ́ náà. Ó fi kún wípé bí ilé ẹ̀kọ́ fásitì Al-Hikmat ṣe ń dàgbà tí ètò ẹ̀kọ́ sì ń fẹ̀jú sí àti pé bí àwọn tó kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ jáde níbẹ̀ ṣe dáńtọ́ tí wọ́n gbóúnjẹ fẹ́gbẹ́ gbàwé bọ̀ jẹ́ ẹ̀rí máa jẹ́ mi nìṣó ìwà adarí tó ní ìkìmí nínú, ìran tó yè kooro àti ìfarajì sí àṣeyege. Ó wá gba àwọn tí ó ń kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ jáde ní ìmọ̀ràn láti jẹ́ aṣojú rere fún ilé ẹ̀kọ́ gíga Al-Hikmat àti ìpínlẹ̀ Kwara kí wọ́n jẹ́ kí ìwà ọmọlúàbí bí akọ́ṣẹ́mọṣẹ́ ìrẹ̀lẹ̀ àti iṣẹ́ ṣíṣe jẹ́ àtọ́nà ìrìn àjò wọn. Ó wá fòtó lé pé ètò ẹ̀kọ́ jẹ́ ohun tó mímú láyà ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Kwara. Àwọn ìlànà ààtọ̀ ìjọba ni wọ́n ṣe láti mú àyíká tó dúró re bá àwọn ilé ẹ̀kọ́ ti ìjọba àti ti aládàáni ní ìpínlẹ̀ Kwara. Lágbọn ètò òṣèlú, mínísítà fọ́rọ̀ ètò ìròyìn àti ìlanilọ́yẹ̀ nílẹ̀ yìí Muhammad Idris ti yọ ara rẹ̀ kúrò nínú àhesọ ọ̀rọ̀ wípé òun ní ìfẹ́ nínú ètò ìdìbò gómìnà ní ìpínlẹ̀ Niger lọ́dún 2027. Mínísítà yìí ló ṣàfọ̀mọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ náà látàrí ìwé kan tí ọ̀kan nínú àwọn abẹ́ṣekáwọ́ rẹ̀ kọ, èyí ò ní Sẹ́yìdù Ẹ̀nàgì, níbi tí ó ti sọ wípé mínísítà òun nífẹ̀ẹ́ sí ipò gómìnà lọ́dún 2027. Ní àtijáde kan gba tọwọ́ abẹ́ṣekáwọ́ rẹ̀ lórí ọ̀rọ̀ ìròyìn, Rabin Ibrahim ó jẹ́ kí ó di mọ̀ wípé mínísítà náà ti pàṣẹ ètò ìwádìí lẹ́yìn ìsọ̀ka tó sì ti dáwé lọ́rẹ̀ gbélé rẹ̀ náà fún abẹ́ṣekáwọ́ náà lẹ́yìn ìsọ̀ka. Àtẹ̀jáde ọ̀hún tún fi kún un wípé ohun tí mínísítà yìí dojúkọ báyìí ni bí ó ṣe ṣe àbójútó iléeṣẹ́ ètò ìròyìn àti ìlanilọ́yẹ̀ tí ìjọba àpapọ̀ gbélé lọ́wọ́ tí kò sì fẹ́ kí ọ̀rọ̀ òṣèlú ó dùn lọ́wọ́ rárá àti rárá. Àjọ tó ń rí sí ètò ìdìbò ní ìpínlẹ̀ Yobe ti mú ọjọ́ àbámẹ́ta Sátidé ọjọ́ kẹfà oṣù kẹfà ọdún 2026 bí ọjọ́ tí wọ́n yóò ṣe ètò ìdìbò tí gbogbo ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ mẹ́tàdínlógún tó wà ní ìpínlẹ̀ náà. Ọ̀kan lára àwọn ọmọ ìgbìmọ̀ elétò ìdìbò nípínlẹ̀ Yobe ọ̀hún, Muhammad Nguru, ló fọ̀rọ̀ yìí léde lásìkò ìpàdé àwọn alẹ́nulọ́rọ̀ kan tó wáyé lónìí nílùú Damaturu. Nguru jẹ́ kí ó di mímọ̀ wípé ìlànà ètò ìdìbò náà ni ó ní ìbuwọ́lù gómìnà Maimal Abuni nínú, tí ó sì tẹ̀pẹ̀lẹ́mọ́ wípé ètò náà wà láti gbé agbára wọ ètò ìṣèjọba àwa ara wa lẹ́sẹ̀ kúkú. Ó ní ìpàdé àwọn alẹ́nulọ́rọ̀ yìí ṣe pàtàkì sí àṣeyọrí ètò ìdìbò tí ó ń bọ̀ lọ́nà yìí. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí ó ti wí, ìlànà tí wọ́n gbé jáde yìí ni yóò yànnàná gbogbo ohun tí ó tọ́ àti èyí tí ó yẹ fún ètò ìdìbò náà. Ó wá pè fún ìbáṣepọ̀ láti ọ̀dọ̀ gbogbo àwọn alẹ́nulọ́rọ̀ tó ti rọ gbogbo àwọn tí ó bá yege láti kópa dáradára nínú ètò ìdìbò náà. Olórí ẹ̀ṣọ́ àwọn ọmọ ogun orí ilẹ̀ nílẹ̀ yìí, Ọ̀gágun Wáídì Ṣùáìbù, lọ́jọ́ ìrú ọ̀sẹ̀ yìí ti tún tẹpẹlẹ mọ́ ìfarajìn àjọ ọmọ ogun ilẹ̀ yìí láti lè gbé agbára wọ ètò ààbò ní ìpínlẹ̀ Niger nípa mímú ìdàgbàsókè bá ikọ̀ àwọn ọmọ ogun, ṣíṣe ìgbélárugẹ fún ètò ìmọ̀ ẹ̀rọ pẹ̀lú ìbáṣepọ̀ tó gbópọn pẹ̀lú àwọn orí adé ọrùn lẹ̀kẹ̀ tó fi mọ́ àwọn alẹ́nulọ́rọ̀ ní ìpínlẹ̀ náà. Lásìkò tó ṣe àbẹ̀wò ẹ̀lẹ́mbẹ̀rún ọba kẹ́ẹ̀pẹ́ sí èso nípé tó tún jẹ́ alága ìgbìmọ̀ lọ́balọ́ba ní ìpínlẹ̀ Niger, dókítà Yahya Abubakar láàfin èso ní ìlú Bídà. Èyí jẹ́ jáde nínú àtẹ̀jáde kan gba tí ọwọ́ adelé olùdarí lẹ́ka ìbáraẹnisọ̀rọ̀ lágbọn ọmọ ogun orí ilẹ̀ Ọ̀gágun Apollonia Anele. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí àtẹ̀jáde náà ti wí, àbẹ̀wò tí olórí àwọn ọmọ ogun orí ilẹ̀ ṣe yìí jẹ́ èyí tí wọ́n fi ń ṣe àyẹ̀wò ojú àwòlàwò fi gbọ̀bẹ̀ sí àwọn ìdàgbàsókè gbogbo tí àjọ náà ń ṣe ní tìbútòrò ìpínlẹ̀ yìí. Nínú ọ̀rọ̀ rẹ̀, èsì ní pé jẹ́jẹ́ àtìlẹ́yìn àwọn ọba aláyé sí àjọ ọmọ ogun orí ilẹ̀ àti àwọn àjọ ẹ̀ṣọ́ aláàbò gbogbo, tí ó sì fi dá wọn lójú wípé gbogbo agbègbè ni yóò fọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ fikùnlukùn lórí ìwádìí ọ̀fìn tótó àti àdúrà fún àṣeyọrí ètò náà. Ní ìpínlẹ̀ Kaduna, àjọ ọlọ́pàá ilẹ̀ yìí ti rí àwọn èwe bíi 16 gbà padà níbi ète àkọlù àti ìjínigbé tó wáyé ní Kasuwan Magani ní ìpínlẹ̀ Kaduna. Àjọ ọlọ́pàá ní ìpínlẹ̀ náà ló gba ìpè ọ̀tẹlẹ̀múyẹ́ kan lọ́jọ́ 5 oṣù kínní ọdún yìí ní nǹkan bíi agogo 7 alẹ́ wípé àwọn afurasí adigbolujà kan ti ń pètèpèrò láti ṣe àkọlù kí wọ́n sì jí àwọn awakọ̀ tí ó ń kó àwọn èrò gba àdúgbò náà kọjá. Àtẹ̀jáde kan gba tọwọ́ alukoro àjọ ọlọ́pàá lórí iléeṣẹ́ wọn Benjamin Hundeyin lónìí jẹ́ kí ó di mọ̀ wípé ikọ̀ àwọn àjọ ọlọ́pàá takìjí wọ́n sì ṣe àṣeyọrí lójúnà àti má ṣe gba àwọn afurasí alákọ̀ọ́lù náà láàyè, èyí tí ó mú kí wọ́n rí àwọn èrò bíi 16 tí ọjọ́ orí wọn wà láàrin ọdún 7 sí 20 ọdún tí wọ́n sì jẹ́ ọkùnrin àti obìnrin. Ndèyí tó fi kún wípé ìwádìí fi hàn dé pé àwọn afurasí ọ̀hún ló kó àwọn ìwé ọ̀hún lọ sí àwọn apá abìkan lórílẹ̀‐èdè yìí láti fi ṣe òwò ọmọ àti iṣẹ́ ọmọ ọ̀dọ̀. Àwọn afurasí ọ̀hún wà látìmọ́lé tí àwọn ìwé tí wọ́n nígbà ọ̀hún wà ní olú iléeṣẹ́ àjọ ọlọ́pàá ní àlàáfíà. Ààrẹ àpapọ̀ fún ẹgbẹ́ òṣìṣẹ́ nílẹ̀ yìí Joe Ajaero ti bu ẹnu àtẹ́lu òfin ọ̀rọ̀ owó orí tí ìjọba ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ gbé jáde níbi tí ó ti sọ wípé òfin náà yọ ọwọ́ òṣìṣẹ́ kúrò níbẹ̀ tí ó sì tún di ẹrù ètò ìnáwó ní àwọn tí ó ń gbowó oṣù péréte lórílẹ̀‐èdè yìí. Lẹ́nu ni Ajaero sọ̀rọ̀ yìí nílùú Àbújá lásìkò tí ó ṣí ìwé ìrántí kan lórúkọ ààrẹ ẹgbẹ́ òṣìṣẹ́ nílẹ̀ yìí nígbà kan rí Hassan Sumonu. Ó ní ìjọba mọ̀ọ́mọ̀ yọ ọwọ́ ẹgbẹ́ òṣìṣẹ́ kúrò láàrò àtúntò owó orí ìjọba àpapọ̀ ní bó tilẹ̀ jẹ́ wípé ẹgbẹ́ òun ló ń san owó orí jù. Àbọ̀wábà òfin ọ̀hún ni èyí tí ó pakún ìṣòro àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ àti àwọn tí kò rọ̀wọ́ họrí. Ó ṣe àpèjúwe òfin ọ̀hún bí èyí tí ó dáni padà sẹ́yìn tó tún gbé owó orí tó ga jù gédéédé lé àwọn tí wọ́n ń tiraka lábẹ́ ọrọ̀ ajé tó le kókókó yìí. Olórí òṣìṣẹ́ ọ̀hún wá ké sí ìjọba àpapọ̀ láti ṣe àgbéyẹ̀wò òfin náà nítorí pé tí wọ́n bá ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe àmúlò òfin ọ̀hún láì bójú àwọn ohun tó yẹ, ìlú kò ní ní ìgbẹ́kẹ̀lé nínú wọn àti nínú ètò ìjọba àwa ara wa mọ́. Níbi tí a ń rí ìròyìn lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́ ẹ̀ta lẹ́yìn mọ́ rèé láti lè ṣe móhùnmáwòrán ìpínlẹ̀ Kwara. Tafayat Abomire.
Thank you, Olajide Ibrahim, and that Yoruba version of the bulletin has brought us to the end of today's package. We thank you most sincerely for your time. Fatima?
Labari be lozo ni wọn gwa abu naga sais na cheki labari labi ela silence kwala ndu na megun Fatima Mohammed gala labari nchi be ela.
Títí di ọ̀la tí a tún mọ̀ ìpínlẹ̀ ìròyìn mi wà fún ẹ láti lè ṣe móhùnmáwòrán ìpínlẹ̀ Kwara. Olajide Ibrahim ló ti ròyìn pásọ̀rọ̀ Ajilawe àtàlàfíà.
And thank you for staying with us on Kwara TV News tonight. Don't forget to join us tomorrow 8 a.m. for our flagship current affairs show, the AM Drive. Until then, I am Zachariah Surakat. Good evening.
And I am Kafayat Ajaji. From all of us in Kwara TV, it's a bye-bye for now. Enjoy the rest of your night. Good evening.